This video is for the helps families and their children who are participating in the standardized testing this spring. If you had the chance to go to the 2012 Expo and had the chance to listen to Ms. Knutson give her talk on multiple choice test taking, or if you didn't get the chance to listen to her, it would be a good thing to grab a hold of that CD and listen to it again. She has some excellent insights, and a lot of these tips are based on things that she had in her talk, but they were geared toward the high school student and the tests that they have to take at that level. My goal is to gear these tips towards the elementary and junior high student, and specifically the tests that we like to take with our group. If you are interested in practicing for the test, there are several online sites that will be posted to the website soon, and I highly recommend that you spend 5 to 15 minutes a day every 2 or 3 days or so, just so that you can get some good practice at the test taking. Every time you take a test, you increase your test comprehension, you increase your reading speed, and thereby you increase your test scores, which is what we're looking for. When you come to the test situation, I want you to have a positive frame of mind. Think about going to baseball practice. You're going there to have fun and stretch your skills and maybe learn a few new ones and just show what you can do. Everybody in the testing situation is there to help you have a good situation. There should be no nerves in play here. It's all for the support of you. The night before the test, please make sure that you get enough sleep. You need to have enough sleep to get through the test and not nod off, because that'll definitely lower the scores. The day of the test, please make sure that you get a good breakfast, something with a lot of protein that will keep you satisfied throughout the test, because if you're hungry, it will very likely distract you from doing well on the test. And then also, when you dress that morning of the test, make sure that you dress in comfortable, well-fitting clothes, nothing too tight or too loose, nothing that may be too cold or too hot, because you don't want to be uncomfortable during the test. That can be distracting as well. And then finally, please make sure that you help your parents get you to the test situation on time. You need to get there even a little bit early so that you have time to use the restroom, sharpen your pencils, and find out who was voted off idle last night. So in the next segment, hopefully we were going to go over the actual test taking tips and look at a test. So thank you very much. Okay, here we go. This is for the items that are actually on the test. Please make sure you listen to your test proctor. The test proctor is the adult that's in the room who's giving you the test. You need to make sure that you understand all of the test directions before the time starts. You need to look at the sample questions and follow along and ask questions now, because you can't ask the questions once the time starts. And as you can see from this page, which is a sample page from one of the tests, the directions are very vague here at the top, so you don't have time to read these directions after the test starts. And they don't really give enough information. It says do items 1 through 30 below and mark your answers on the answer sheet. Be careful to keep your place on the answer sheet. Obviously, this section of directions was given orally by the test proctor, so you need to make sure you understand exactly how to look at the question, find out what information needs to be given, and then again how to come over to your answer sheet and put it in the correct placing on your answer sheet. Okay, now we're going to turn to this page over here, because we're going to talk about skimming for keywords. Once the test starts, make sure that you read each question completely and skim for key words. As in these math questions, look for things such as how many were left, or Tom had 70 marbles but lost. These type of key words are the ones that are going to tell you exactly what you're looking for. so that you know that you need to take the 12 and the 18 and the 6, and 2 of those numbers you are going to end up subtracting them. So look for your keywords, let them pop out at you, and that way you will be able to get through these test questions in a quick and timely manner. Now we're going to go to 10. We're going to eliminate obvious wrong answers here on this page. If I'm looking here at number 10, if I had the skill to round, I know that almost 50 and almost 30 does not equal 615. I can go right ahead and eliminate that question right away. I don't need to even worry about it, or at least eliminate that item. I'm sorry. One problem that we had in previous years was that the students didn't know how to pace themselves accordingly for a test. Homeschool students tend to be given unlimited amounts of time to do their projects that they're working on. So one thing that you need to think about is pacing yourself accordingly. If you have been given, let's say, a 40-question test and you only have 15 minutes to do those questions, those 40 questions, you know that you can't spend 3 to 5 minutes on each one. You only have maybe 30 seconds to a minute to work on each question according to how much time you have for that section. So pace yourself accordingly. While you need to read the whole question and all of the answers, stick with your first instinct. It is usually correct, and you don't have time to go through and erase your answer, reread it, and then decide if you have answered correctly or not. Just go with your gut instinct, because usually it's the best one. Don't waste time on difficult questions. If you get to a question and it's just not coming to you, go ahead, choose B, but put a dot next to it. Because if you do happen to get through your test and you have a few minutes left over, you can come back to that question, reread it, and double check to make sure that you have the answer that you want to have. Again, answer all the questions in the order asked. That's why I say if you're having trouble with one, go ahead and answer it, fill it in, and come back to it. Don't go around and do this one here and then do that one, or sorry, that one there, and then I'll come over here and I'll answer this one. Don't jump around on the test, because then you stand the chance of actually skipping one that you could have answered correctly. If the proctor says that there is only 5 minutes left, and let's say you are 12 questions in to a 30-question test and you have 5 minutes left, and you're fairly certain you're not going to get the rest of those questions answered in that 5 minutes, go ahead and go down your sheet and answer B on all of them. It's not exactly cheating, but it gives you a 25% chance of getting the right answer on at least some of them, because you never, ever, ever want to leave a test question unanswered. Even if you guess on a question, the correct answer is always there somewhere. You just need to find it. That's it. Thank you very much, and good luck on the test.